can't become distracted by what's happening in that Manhattan courtroom. And what is happening in the Manhattan courtroom is a crime against this man, a crime against all of us. This is totally rigged, totally stupid, but they want us focused on this. In 2024, it should be a referendum on Joe Biden, and it will be. They don't want us talking about Joe, they want us talking about Trump. And I will get to Donald Trump defending him. He doesn't deserve any of this, but they want us going down those rabbit holes. And I can do that, and I will, but first things first. Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. He is a threat to children. He is a threat to America as we know it. Let's go through the big liabilities that they don't want us talking about. We have no border. The border de facto does not exist anymore. And people from all over the world, even our enemies, China, Uzbekistan, you name it, they're coming through. I shouldn't say Uzbekistan. Those guys are okay. But if you come here illegally, that's not okay. You can't do that. It's being encouraged by this administration. Encouraged. It's being sanctioned. They want it. With these people, they think they can rearrange America. Crime, out of control. I mean, Joe Biden will not say the words law and order. Why not? Because that triggers the left. And he is owned by the far left. He can't represent America as we know it. He can represent socialists. He can represent AOC. Never forget also Afghanistan. The loss in Afghanistan, that made the world far more dangerous. America far more vulnerable. The world saw that, saw Joe Biden's botched handling of the whole thing and realized America really not a country that's all that serious anymore. They don't have to take us seriously. And I mentioned the threat to children. Yeah, child abuse is happening in America, and it's been sanctioned by the Biden administration. This transgender mess and Joe's fixation on transgender kids and drag time story hour somehow becoming a civil rights issue, this is insane. This is all a threat to democracy, to America, you name it. It's horrific, but they want us talking about that trial. I will, but this is the important stuff, and we can't be distracted. And how about anti-Semitism running amok? Jewish people afraid to be Jewish in public in America? This is happening. The culture says that Hamas somehow are the good guys. You know, Joe could be doing so much to discourage this, so much to stop it, but he's not. He's allowing it to happen. He's even encouraging it. This is Yale University. Some people mistakenly say that this is a peaceful protest. It's not. You can't take over an intersection downtown and be peaceful. What about ambulances? What about ordinary citizens who want to go through there? No, the pro-terrorist faction of Yale University, which seems to be about 95% of the university, takes it over. I guess this country saw something a little bit similar back in Vietnam. You know, students were really upset about the Vietnam War. But you know how, that was downright wholesome compared to what we're seeing now. You know, back then, the students were faced with the real risk of fighting a war that they didn't want to fight in, Vietnam. In this scenario, they just latched on to a hideous ideology. I saw somebody online call this the new Hitler Youth. You know, they're for genocide. These people are for genocide, the eradication of Israel, and that it's being tolerated basically by every kind of structure in society. They're allowing this stuff. That's a really horrible moment for this country. And this is Joe Biden's America, and he's responsible. And like I said, he owes people on the far left like AOC. You know, today's Earth Day, and they had a big Earth Day thing. The world's falling apart, but we're going to talk about Earth Day. Well, AOC had a few other things on her mind, and Joe took notice.
It is especially important that we remember the power of young people shaping this country today, of all days, as we once again witness the leadership of those peaceful student-led protests on campuses like Columbia, Yale, Berkeley, and many others.
Peaceful? Did she say peaceful? She said peaceful. This is not peaceful. Making Jewish people feel like they can't be Jewish in public, that's not peaceful. That's approaching the Holocaust, all right? This is insane. And Joe, sees that hateful, ignorant woman, AOC. And what does he do? Goes for a walk with her. But look at her. Who's calling the shots? Look at her face. She's in charge. She's setting the agenda. That guy just has to take it. He basically said as much at that same silly Earth Day ceremony.
Bernie, you're the best. And Representative Ocasio-Cortez in New York, you know, I learned a long time ago, listen to that lady. Listen to that lady. We're going to talk more about another part of the world, too, real quickly. Look, joined by all of your advocates and community leaders, this is a good day.
Another part of the world, as in the Middle East, you should rebuke that woman. But you can't, and you won't, because he's owned by the left. He really is. And he's not shouting his support for Israel. That's what a good American president would do, not somebody hell-bent on destroying America and throwing Israel down the tubes with it. Can anyone imagine Taylor Swift having a concert attended by thousands of women and girls, right? And maybe some of their chaperones, right? Some elderly people as well. And a slaughter taking place by Al-Qaeda. That's kind of what happened on October 7th. That's very much what happened on October 7th. And we're pretending that there's like a good side, like, and a bad side here, and Hamas is somehow the good side. Like, no, this is insane, and everything's on the line, all right? So that's what I mean about not getting distracted by this trial. That's what they want us talking about, and forgetting the world, forgetting how America is going down the drain.